GTA 6 is almost here, but there's a problem nobody told you about. The GTA 6 that you want to play does not exist. You're chasing a dream, a feeling, a memory of a game that will make you fall in love with video games all over again. That's impossible. And I say that because I'm just like you. A person who picks up a game, enjoys it, but that immersion, that feeling of nothing else matters just playing this game. I don't care about sleep, I don't care about eating, I just want to play this game as much as possible. This is the most fun I've had in months. That's never happening again, because it wasn't about the game. It was about who was playing it. It was about you. Yet it also wasn't, and I'll explain why. Nowadays, both we and the game industry has changed. The average person would just say that you got older, more jaded, that there's nothing wrong with the games, there's something wrong deep inside of you. That's complete bullshit. We did change, we did become a bit more jaded, but the industry changed even more. Look at GTA 6 itself. Stuck in development hell for over a decade, developers working till 3 AM, constant delays, and we still haven't even seen gameplay. It's hard not to be jaded. And yes, we could have gotten an AI-generated trailer with clavicular mogging on the packaging. But the point is, it's one of the most anticipated games ever, and instead of letting the fans get excited, we're not even sure it's gonna come out. And all of this has led to super unrealistic expectations, because when your mind doesn't know what to expect, it expects the extremes, either GTA 6 being the greatest game ever or a huge disappointment. It's an effective way to dig a grave for a game that isn't even out yet. But GTA 6 isn't the problem, it's a symptom. A symptom of change in the relationship between gamers and companies. And nothing shows this better than the planned Call of Duty movie. The director of the movie, Peter Berg, hates gamers, and that's an understatement. He called gamers pathetic, and that the only people who could even dare to play Call of Duty was the military. But even they are pathetic for doing so. This man has never served in the military, by the way. Yet somehow Activision thought this was the perfect guy to be the director of a Call of Duty movie. It's such a crazy example it almost feels made up, but it's genuinely someone who despises gamers making a movie for gamers? And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Because for some crazy reason, video game companies think that you don't even deserve ownership. That you buying the game doesn't equal to you owning it. It just means you have a license to play it. And this was so outrageous that people created the Stop Killing Games movement, which will receive an official statement from the EU Parliament this June. And it's funny, because when you buy a bottle of alcohol, you know you're gonna get fucked up. But when you buy a game, you have no idea how fucked you really are. So companies don't care about the players, but at least they care about their employees, right? No! During record profits last year, Microsoft did the most rational thing possible. Fire 9,000 developers, including completely shutting down the studio responsible for Hi-Fi Rush. But that's on them. That game was way too good. They had it coming. Now, surprisingly, Hi-Fi Rush did get a second chance when it was revived by Krafton. I would say this is a good thing, but Krafton is no saint either, so this is more like new management. Point being, most video game companies work for shareholders, not for gamers. So where am I going with all of this? Gaming is changing alongside us. It's not you waiting in a huge line outside the local GameStop, desperately hoping that there's a GTA 5 with your name on it. That's impossible, both literally and figuratively. Most gaming stores have closed nowadays, and if you were to buy a physical copy of a game, there's a good chance that instead of some beautiful discs, you'll find the code instead. You could say that the industry just got more streamlined and that they're getting rid of all the fluff so they can focus on the quality of the game itself, but that's not true. The industry is more streamlined, but not in terms of quality, rather in terms of monetization. And other than making the shareholders happy, nothing is as important as making the players spend as much money as possible on the game. The irony? You're buying things for a game that you don't even own. Still, this is just the half of the puzzle. The other half is us. Me. You. That beautiful face of yours behind the screen has gotten a bit older along the years. I'm sure you've had the idea to replay some games from your childhood, only to realize that they're not as good as you remember. I think I know why. When you're younger, you interpret games as a whole. You don't focus on the specifics like the soundtrack or gameplay, you feel the atmosphere. Dare I call it the soul. However, as you get older, you start to notice the cracks, the looping soundtrack, the back controls, and so on. This isn't a bad thing. If anything, it's better because it pushes the industry to improve. But when you combine it with the fact that a lot of modern games are losing their soul, what ends up happening is that new games feel bland. And in the case of GTA 6, which doesn't even have a gameplay trailer, there isn't much atmosphere to work with in the first place. So GTA 6 probably will be a great game, but it won't be the game we want it to be. However, I'll always be the YouTuber you want me to be, so you should subscribe.